Lee Summit citizens, we have much ahead of us this next couple of weeks and months, so we're going to do our part as a city to help get through this crisis as quickly and efficiently as possible. We're going to break through sooner by fulfilling our civic duties to prevent the spread, protect the vulnerable, and stay focused on what's important today. As the news cycle changes from day to day, keep in mind our hometown heroes in the fire department, the guardians of the city and the police department, and the angels in the ER and the hospitals and the healthcare facilities. While they're putting their lives on the line, there are a host of others working as fervently as possible on our behalf to get through this crisis. Supporting all these citizens, heroes or not, will make us stronger. Putting politics aside, if only during this state of emergency, will create the unity we need to get through this with a little less stress and pain. Using your collective voice as citizens, written, verbal, nonverbal, however you may do it, will influence others to fall in line with the healthy behaviors, attitudes, and spirits we need to triumph sooner than later. And triumph we will. The last couple of weeks have been difficult and a hectic time, but the federal government lashed out an aggressive stimulus plan to save lives in our economy. The state government directed funding for PPE, personal protective equipment, for our hospitals and first responders. Local jurisdictions and municipalities such as the City of Lee Summit worked around the clock, putting in safeguards for our communities to flatten the curve, prevent the spread, and protect the vulnerable. The City of Lee Summit staff met each day regarding emergency needs and quickly transitioned to video conferencing to be able to make hourly decisions regarding the health and safety of our citizens, which included a pretty turbulent weekend when Jackson County issued a stay-at-home executive order. This followed the state of emergency orders by the City of Lee Summit, as well as a host of other Kansas City metro municipalities. As mayor, I can assure you that our City of Lee Summit is in great hands, with Fire Chief Michael Snyder serving as the Emergency Management Coordinator. His technical expertise in this crisis is exceptional, and his steady and decisive leadership provides the stability we need. City Manager Steve Arbo provides extensive emergency preparedness expertise as the co-chair of the Emergency Operations Plan for the Mid-America Regional Council, otherwise known as MARC. He's been instrumental in maintaining a strong working relationship with Jackson County and city managers throughout the metro. Chief of Police Travis Forbes, he's been in constant contact and coordination with authorities around the state and nation, preparing for the difficulties that come with the pandemic. And his insight has been essential in every meeting I've experienced with him in my tenure as mayor. Lead attorney Brian Head, he brings tremendous crisis experience management as the former lead attorney for the city of Joplin when the massive tornado created one of the worst emergencies this state has ever seen. This is your leadership team, working around the clock on our behalf. Supporting this extraordinary cast are the most talented and hardworking department heads, managers, and staffers in the region, and they are prepared for the days ahead. The city will work with our regional and community partners to be sure our citizens are educated about where to turn for aid and relief. We're optimistic about the $2 trillion federal stimulus plan approved by Congress and the President. There was a push from cities and mayors across the nation to get federal stimulus dollars to go directly to cities. However, only the largest municipalities of 500,000 people or more will get direct dollars in relief. Still, the massive amounts of relief will benefit our citizens in one form or another, such as through community block development grants or CDBG monies. The state of Missouri and the governor, they've assigned a total of $29 million so far for the purchase of personal protective equipment, PPE, and granted relief measures to our most vulnerable. And Jackson County put out its first relief package in the amount of $4.5 million and named it after Representative Joe Runyons after he's contracted the coronavirus. Locally, we're also seeing great efforts to help our citizens, such as the Lee Summit Chamber's business resource page for businesses seeking relief and guidance. I've spent much of the last 10 to 12 days in video conferencing meetings and numerous conference calls with mayors from around the region, with staff from Jackson County and the governor's office. Mayors and city administrators like Steve Arbo have been a critical part of being proactive and giving constructive feedback to better communicate with our jurisdictions and to also help them coordinate a regional plan. I anticipate MARC, Mid-America Regional Council, taking a more active role in bringing our region together in a more collaborative way as we move forward. MARC, along with numerous other organizations, announced a major fund to award grants to 501c3 charities and public organizations to address urgent health and human service needs. The fund will support the entire MARC region. That'd be Cass County, Clay, Jackson, Platte, and Ray counties on the Missouri side, Johnson, Leavenworth, Miami, and Wyandotte counties on the Kansas side. The fund will be administered by the Greater Kansas City Community Foundation and will be overseen by an advisory board composed of foundation civic leaders and representatives. Our next City Council meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April 14th via a virtual setting. This was made possible by the experience and foresight of our lead attorney, Brian Head, when he proposed an emergency ordinance in our last City Council meeting, and our council passed it 8-1. We must stay the course and follow the stay-at-home executive order and practice social distancing at all times. I know everyone's getting antsy staying at home, but do not go to the stores unless it's for essential needs. I know it's difficult, but do not let your children gather with other children at your neighborhood park or in backyards. Encourage each other to take all of this as seriously as possible, and we'll be heroes and save lives. Your mindful preventative actions today will benefit our local businesses and economy in the long run. I appreciate each of you and the role you have during this crisis as we strive to keep as many people as possible healthy and safe in the upcoming weeks. Thank you and take care.